What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another Fire Emblem Three Houses video. So recently, Nintendo invited me to their Los Angeles Golan PR headquarters to try out an exclusive demo of Fire Emblem Three Houses on the Nintendo Switch. I want to give a big shout outs to Nintendo, Chico, the Treehouse team, and also the Golan team for inviting me to play the game. It was a blast and I had a ton of fun. Now, I already had 2 other videos on the matter, so if you have not seen those videos or if you're a new subscriber, make sure you check them out on the page. I will have a brand new Fire Emblem series of videos on the main page, so if you're a Fire Emblem fanatic like myself, make sure you check that out. Now let's go ahead and get into the first part of this video. I'm going to be breaking it down into 2 different parts. This first part is going to be talking about Fire Emblem for beginners and why this is the best version, the best way to get into Fire Emblem is going to be Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I'm going to break down the basic gameplay. Don't worry though, for people who are veterans in the Fire Emblem series, this won't take too long, and it's always good to get a nice little refresher with this new game. Then in the second part, I'm going to show you some more combat footage from my hands-on gameplay demo with Fire Emblem Three Houses. So Fire Emblem, for those who are new, essentially what it is a turn-based RPG in a strategy game form. So you get to pick multiple different heroes that are on your side battling against another faction of enemies in the form of bosses, kind of like foot soldiers, and with this game, beasts as well, which you guys will see in the second part of the video. Now, when you pick a character on the screen, you have a variety of options of what you can do. You can just leave them to sit there. You can have them go over and trade an item with somebody else. You can have them give support to somebody else, or you can have them attack. Now, based on what class they are, they have a variety of different skills they can use, multiple different weapons, the range. Some of them are healers, some of them are ranged weapons with like bows and arrows, some of them are Pegasus Knights to where they can fly through the sky and have a large range of where they can move. So it's almost kind of like chess at times, right? If you look at chess, some pawns or some of the different chess pieces can move further or in different ways, and that's kind of how Fire Emblem is. So you pick one of your characters, you kind of move it to a spot that it can go to, and you have to strategically plan and battle out against your enemy. And at its fundamental level, that's exactly what Fire Emblem is. That's what it is. Now, where the depth and complexity comes from is from all the different things that you can do. So you have magic in the game, you have different types of attacks where you can team up with somebody else next to you. In this game, they also call it the gambit system as well. So there's a variety of different things that you can do to manipulate the battle in your favor. Now, you have to be very careful in Fire Emblem games because it's turn-based, right? So when you pick a turn and you're done going with all of your characters, the enemy gets their turn to attack. Now, how battles usually play out is whoever is attacking gets essentially 2 times to strike their opponent. You go over there, you hit them once, they get a counter attack, and then you can hit them again. Then the other way around for the enemy. Once they go, they hit you first, you counterattack them. So you have to make sure that you really plan out your plan of attack and how you're going to attack and also defend, because you're left vulnerable there on the map once your turn is over. Enemies can gang up on you. You can have certain enemies come over and exploit potential weaknesses that you have. You can exploit weaknesses that the enemies have. So you just have to go about it in a way towards strategically looking at what weapons you have, what combat arts you have, and what abilities you have in order to take out all of the enemies on the map. And that's essentially what Fire Emblem is all about. Now, in this new Fire Emblem game, they've rounded out the experience a little bit more to make it like RPGs that you might have played in the past. You do have a home base to where you can go to. You do have side quests like fishing. You also have side quests where you can pick up items for people and gain their favor, to where they can in reward give you items or weapons or training or something along the lines of that, of special abilities and stuff. So they've rounded out the experience. They've made it more like a complete or full RPG, and overall it feels like a more complete game than any other Fire Emblem game in the history of Fire Emblem. So that's the reason why I say that this should be the first Fire Emblem game that you start with. And I'm almost positive there's going to be some nice beginner type of easing into the combat for those who are not familiar with it. But how I explain it to you guys is essentially how you play Fire Emblem, and it's one of those things things to where you really need to get your hands on it and see the depth and the strategic abilities, and then you kind of understand how good the game is and how much fun you can have. Because believe it or not, I was not a big Fire Emblem fan pretty much before Fire Emblem Awakening on the Nintendo 3DS. Once I played that game, that's when I went back and played a lot of the other Fire Emblem games and beat them and realized how awesome this series can be. Although it can be a little bit unforgiving and some of the older ones, this one gives you the options in terms of it, because Fire Emblem is always known for that classic difficulty. If you lose a unit, they go away forever. You don't have to play that way in this game. In this one, you can play it on the casual mode to where they'll come back after you've completed the mission. Now let's move into the second part with some of this new combat here. Now I'm not going to be discussing everything throughout the whole battle because I want you guys to just soak it in and kind of see some of the cool stuff. But one thing that I will talk about, which I haven't spoken about before, and new footage that you guys are seeing, is the beasts that are on the map. And these beasts are tough. They have a Sekiro Shadows Die Twice type of mechanic with multiple different health bars. So you have to go through a lot of the health bars in order to take out some of these challenging beasts on the map. Now, here's what I can say. I can already tell you, playing on the harder difficulty or whatever they decide to do, it is going to be one of those mission restarting type of things. I can already see some of these beasts being so advanced and further down in the game to where if you're playing on the harder difficulty and it's on classic mode, be careful how you tread the waters when it comes down to it. Really plan out your attacks and your strategies. Even in this footage, my main character Blythe got bopped because I did not heed Chico, who was my treehouse rep's warning about the super attack that they can do. So they have super attacks, multiple health bars, a lot of strength, so you have to plan things out accordingly when it comes down to it. So I'm looking forward to playing more of that, understanding how these beasts work, what's the best strategies against them, and how I'm going to take them down as efficiently as possible. Now that's it for me. Check out this extra gameplay footage, guys. I'm going to have more hands-on coverage of Fire Emblem Three Houses on the Nintendo Switch going forward in the future. We're getting very close to the release date of the game. It's dropping on July 26th, 2019, this month. It's already here, and I'm going to be giving you guys more coverage, a review, and just more awesome content when it comes to Fire Emblem. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and share with a friend. Check out the links in the description as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video, and make sure you check out my other videos on the matter as well on the channel right here, PlayerEssence.
Now's our chance.
No choice. Feeling stronger.
You're a big help. What's next?
I'm on it.
Let's do it. Now. You'll need me for this.
Our strategy is solid.
What's the matter?